Okay, so welcome everyone to class 115 of the Biblical Foundation, which is the book of Genesis, which is the book of all beginnings. So we took a few weeks off, but we're going to review what we last discussed several weeks ago. And so we're still in chapter 24 of Genesis and towards the start of Isaac taking a wife. All right, so Lucas, can you go ahead and read question 1 in English, please?
How can we tell that Rebecca's family is well off?
Very good. So don't forget the S, Rebecca's at the end to let us know that it's a possession. Now I know that we don't have the verse right there, so I am going to read it for you. That this question is referring to. And verse 31 says, And he said, Come in, thou blessed of the Lord, wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. All right, so there's a tip. How can we tell that Rebecca's family is well off? First of all, do we remember how many camels the servant has traveled with?
10.
10. Lucas, absolutely right.
10 camels.
Okay, so 10 camels. Do most houses have room for 10 camels?
No.
I don't think so. Now, it's probably not in the house, but still to have a corral, a barn, room for 10 camels easily, right? I don't know many farms that have room like for 10 extra horses all of a sudden. So, all right, so it sounds like they are well off. Okay, so Pedro, can you kindly read Genesis 24, verses 32 to 33 in English?
Okay. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the man's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And she said, Speak on.
Very good. Two slight suggestions, Pedro. First line, he ungirded his camels. And in the second line, after straw, the emphasis is provender. Right? So as usual, the emphasis in English is a little earlier, provender. So let me try that in Portuguese. Então, veio aquele homem à casa e desataram os camelos e deram palha e pasto aos camelos e água para lavar os pés dele e os pés dos homens que estavam com ele. Depois puseram comida diante dele. Ele, porém, disse: Não comerei, até que tenha dito as minhas palavras. E ele disse: Fala. Okay, so it's a little confusing, like who is who is the he? Who is the antecedent? But I think it's pretty clear. We have the servant, and then the Rebecca's family is responding. So Sophia, can you kindly read question 2 in English?
What are the servants' priorities?
Very well pronounced, thank you. Okay, so is the servant concerned about he's very hungry, he has to eat? Are his priorities his own personal priorities?
I think that we can say that his priorities was his mission.
Yes, absolutely. And
He
so
was on a mission.
he certainly was. And one way to think of it is, and the mission is to fulfill. It's the mission. Whose mission is it?
Um,
It was given to him
Abraham's.
by Abraham, exactly.
Yes.
So if his priority is Abraham's mission, another way to think of it is what? The servant's priorities is to
complete his
Oh,
mission.
complete his mission. I agree. But here's what I'm thinking of. Like the word servant is because he serves, right? So a servant is someone who serves. And who is he serving? Well, he's serving Abraham, but what's another way to say that? A servant, who does a servant report to? What do we call that?
His Lord.
his Lord.
His Lord? That's pretty good, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. But I don't know if Abraham was the Lord. So we would say boss today.
Boss.
Okay,
Okay.
but that's today. How about his master? So his priority is to serve his master. And I think you just already, so what we're getting at, he's serving his master, and that's what we have to do. And our master is not Abraham, our master is Jesus Christ. Okay, so serving the Lord is actually correct for us. Very good. Okay, Bernadette, can you kindly read Genesis 24, verses 34 to 35?
And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Lord hath blessed my master greatly, and he is become great, and he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses.
Okay, camels and asses.
Asses.
Okay, camels. I think you said camels, so it's a camel.
Camels.
Okay, very good. And all right, so let me try that in Portuguese. So interesting that this servant responds in some great detail about how much the Lord has blessed his master, Abraham. So here is the Portuguese. Então disse: Eu sou o servo de Abraão. E o Senhor abençoou muito o meu senhor, de maneira que foi engrandecido, e deu-lhe ovelhas e vacas, e prata, e ouro, e servos e servas, e camelos e jumentos. Okay, so thinking what I just mentioned, wow, he describes a lot of how blessed his master Abraham is. Lucas, can you read question 3 in English?
Did he read the father Laban? Well,
Okay, very nicely pronounced. Okay, so what am I asking? When you say, did he read the father? That we read a book, okay, but read also in English is, all right, can you read a person like you read a book? So you read the person, you're like, oh, you already have an idea what kind of person the father or Laban is like. Okay, so did he read the father Laban well? What do you think?
I think yes,
Yes, and why do you think so, Lucas?
but the servant of Abraham what said was Abraham is he what's the word?
Well, it says there is very blessed.
Yes.
Okay.
He was blessed.
And he's blessed with
And
what? He's blessed with many possessions, right?
yes,
Okay. And why might that be important to Laban, the father?
Laban, he's I don't know.
Okay. I think Bernadette has an idea.
Oh, I think that it
And
has to,
by the way, Lucas, you're correct. Yes, he did read him well. But go ahead, Bernadette, to give more
uh,
why.
it has to do with the life her daughter would have if she got married to Isaac.
I agree entirely. Okay, and so I think that's absolutely correct. So the servant already is telling Laban, you know, if your daughter marries my master's son, now why might this appeal to Laban? What kind of person is Laban? We're going to discover this later in the story, but what kind of personality does Laban have that this is very appealing to him?
Mm, I don't know.
Now,
I don't
where
know
we're
the
gonna,
English for uh, s- uh, he was ambitious.
yes, that's one thing. But normally, ambitious is you're ambitious for your own career. Like you will
Mm,
go far. So the father is ambitious, or he's ambitious for his son. But what's another? Let's think together. Pedro, do you have an idea of what I'm getting at? What kind of person is Laban?
Person that likes the richness, the
Yes. Okay, so what do we call it? First of all, he's a materialist, right?
mm.
Someone who likes materials, possessions. There's a fun word in English. It's cupidity. And cupidity, I'll put it in the chat, is like greed.
Oh, please.
Okay? Maybe it's the same in Portuguese. Cupidity. Okay. So it's like greedy. Greedy. So he wants things. Remember what Laban is going to do with Isaac. Remember when he switches the wives on him? First of all, he gets him to work and build and work for him for how many years?
for seven, and
Yes.
then
Yes. Is that all, or then he has to work further, Isaac?
I think you are a little confused.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Now, I think you say that it was Isaiah, but I think it was Jacob.
Ah, I think you're right. I think you're right. So sorry. Scratch. Thank you, Pedro.
You know?
Uh, all right, but I think we will see that Laban is quite greedy. Okay, so that was Lucas. Pedro, can you kindly read Genesis 24:36 in English?
And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him hath he given all that he had.
Okay, thank you. Very well pronounced. E Sara, a mulher do meu senhor, deu à luz filho a meu senhor depois da sua velhice, e ele deu-lhe tudo quanto tem. Okay, so I'll tell you, uh, the servant is really milking it. That's a little bit informal in English, but milking it, you can understand. It's like, okay, I'm going to continue along this vein, more and more milk. I'm going to give the father more and more milk. Okay, so let's go over here. That was Ped. So, Sophia, can you kindly read question 4 in English?
Why might Laban find this appealing?
Peeling.
Appealing.
Yeah. When you have the two vowels together, E and A in English, it's often like then open. You know, so if there's no A, then it could be appelling. But with the A, then it's like the E is open, appealing. So why might Laban find this appealing? Okay, so when I say that the servant is milking it, So what did he just say that Laban might find appealing?
Because Laban understood that all the richness would be to the son of Abraham, and so would be also to the woman who would marry his son.
You're absolutely right.
To Rebecca, it looks like a great thing to him.
Right. And that is it. Another way to put it is there's only one son. So it's no divided inheritance. So all these great riches that Abraham has are all going to one son and that son's wife. So that's like Laban is a little bit like this, like. Okay. So Bernadette, can you kindly read Genesis 24:37 to 38?
And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son.
Very good. Two small suggestions. In the second line, it's Canaanites.
Canaanites.
Canaanites. And one way is you can see that there's the silent E at the end of the word Canaanite, and that E will often then, silent E, then makes the I open, so Canaanite. And then in the third line, it's my kindred. Usually in English, when you see a kind of a compound noun, so it looks like kind and red, and that's like the color red, and kind as in nice. And you say and then you that's normally what you do in English. Then you pronounce, all right, kind red. In this case, no. It's like it's kindred. And one thing to think of is that kin, K-I-N, is the same root as kindred. Okay, so kin, my kin, is like my family, my greater family. So kin and kindred. Okay, so Lucas, can you kindly read question 5 in English?
Is this a biblical goal or mission?
Okay, very well pronounced. Thank you. All right, so what do we think?
I think yes.
Okay, I think so too. Oh, did I read those in Portuguese or did I forget? I think I need to read it in Portuguese, just in case there's any confusion about the English. E meu senhor me fez jurar, dizendo: Não tomarás mulher para meu filho das filhos dos cananeus, em cuja terra habito. Irás, porém, à casa do meu pai e à minha família, e tomarás mulher para meu filho. Okay, so Lucas just replied that yes, this is a biblical goal or mission. And I agree entirely. And so, as I usually do, well, then why? It's the correct answer, yes. But why do you think this is a biblical goal or mission, Lucas?
Because in the finish of the verse, and take a wife unto my son. I think it is.
Yes, he's definitely doing that. And what does he say before that? In the beginning of verse 37, it says, And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. What's the problem with the daughters of Canaanites? Aren't they pretty and nice?
Because she not is of the family of Abraham.
Yes, absolutely right. Okay, so we can't yet say that they're Jewish, because it's not so clear yet who's Jewish. It's not really, the Israel as a nation and Jews as a people have not yet exactly formed. And remember, from Abraham come not only the Jews, but also who else? Descendants of Abraham are the Jews and
The
Yes.
The Ismailites.
the who?
Ismailites.
Muslim? But that's closer. Another way to say it is Arabs. Oh, so it's Ishmael. So yes, through Ishmael, we believe all of the Arab nations and ethnic groups descend. So you can't say that Abraham is like the first Jew. He's the father of the Jews. But so you said it exactly right, Lucas. So no, the servant is saying, the master made me swear, thou shalt not take a wife to my sons of the daughters of the Canaanites, because they're not of the same faith. In this case, Abraham's family is much safer than a strange family. Okay, is there a good verse that confirms that this kind is a biblical goal or mission? Is there a good verse that is used by Christians to confirm this point?
Is the next?
Yes, Lucas, absolutely right. Lucas quite rightly observed. The answer is often in the next verse. And so, yes, the next verse is the one I'm thinking of. And I'm going to ask Lucas, you're on a roll tonight. Do you know what book that is? The mystery book.
Is 2 Corinthians.
Absolutely right. Excellent. Okay, so Pedro, can you kindly read 2 Corinthians verse 6:14 in English, please?
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness and unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness?
Very well pronounced. Thank you. So let me try that. Não vos prendais a jugo desigual com os infiéis, porque que sociedade tem a justiça como a injustiça? E que comunhão tem a luz com as trevas? All right. So I think you remember this verse is used by Christians to confirm what important principle. What is it most often used by Christians to confirm what principle? Bernadette, you're muted.
Sorry, I didn't understand this question.
No problem. So what I'm asking is, and you'll notice this evening I'm speaking a little bit faster, and we're reading lots of verses because this is a more advanced group. So I'm challenging you some. But thank you for asking for clarification. So I'm asking, is the verse 2 Corinthians 6:14, what is it most commonly used for by Christians? What principle is it applied to what situation most often?
In situations of merit.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely right. Okay, so be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers is then used, don't even think of marrying a non-Christian. Okay. And it's also, is it only in marriage or is there something else that this is applied to by Christians?
Oh, I think that it applies to everything in life.
All
Our
right.
friendships,
Yeah.
through friendships, um, how can I say, having fun.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I'm going to challenge you a little bit because, yeah, unequally yoked kind of has the idea that you don't do things together. But aren't Christians supposed to befriend non-Christians so that we can help convert them? So maybe friendship is not what this verse is about so easily.
Okay.
Okay, just
Uh-huh.
because you know, maybe I think you could say this verse means your best friend should not be a non-Christian.
I will say
Yes, I thought this sense.
Exactly. A best friend, it's kind of hard, right? But friends in general, we have to live partly in the world, and we want to be able to make friends
Um,
with
yes,
non-believers.
we have to live our light shine,
Yes, I
and it
agree.
is not possible if we hide ourselves,
Exactly. If we remove ourselves from the world
remove
entirely
ourselves.
and don't interact with non-believers. Pedro, did you want to say something?
no. I will say that the best friends is better to be Christians. But
Agreed.
you just said.
Okay, excellent. All right, but here, I think Bernadette, you might have mentioned something else. So besides marriages, I think this is very appropriate in what situation? Business partners.
Um,
Okay, so if you start a business, I think this verse is saying be very careful to have a big business partnership with a non-believer. It doesn't say you can't do business in general with a non-believer. Yes, you can sell things to a non-believer, you can receive things by a supplier but a partner is like, wow, you're working very closely with someone to make a business work. And
you have to make decisions together
yes,
you have to walk in the same direct direction.
I agree. Okay, so I think that's another very common use of this verse that in marriages and business partnerships, it's best not to do that with a non-believer. Okay, so let's move on. And now we have some new material, and we're chugging along here. So we're going to continue the study of Isaiah taking a wife. Uh, the last was Pedro. And so is Sophia there, Bernadette, or can you?
Oh, Sophia had to leave. She is so tired.
Okay.
Today is her birthday,
Oh,
and
that's
we
wonderful.
we
Yeah.
spent all the day
Ah,
away from home.
yeah. Well, what an honor that you're joining us on her birthday. So please give her a big, huge birthday hug from us all. Okay.
Okay,
And I completely
okay,
understand. So you must
okay.
be
Thank you.
tired too. So it's so good to see you. Okay, so Bernadette, go ahead and please read Genesis chapter 24, verses 39 to 40.
And I said unto my master, peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, The Lord, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred,
Yes.
and of my father's house.
Beautifully pronounced. Thank you. Então disse eu ao meu senhor, porventura não me seguirá a mulher? E ele me disse, Senhor, em cuja presença tenho andado, enviará o meu anjo contigo e prosperará o teu caminho, para que tomes mulher para meu filho, da minha família e da casa do meu pai. Okay. So, Lucas, can you kindly read question A in English?
How could Abraham have been so certain of the angels prospering the servant's way?
All right. So, just to, what's happening here is the servant is recounting, he's telling the story to Laban of his mission. So he's now telling in the third person. He said, this is what happened, and he's repeating some of what we already learned in prior verses, but he's telling the story to Laban. So in this case, it's interesting that that according to the servant, Abraham said to the servant, the Lord before whom I walk will send his angel with thee and prosper thy way. So how can Abraham be so certain of the angels prospering the servant's way?
I think because Abraham has had faith in God, and so he knows because God said that will multiply his seed, and says that the descendants of Abraham will be principally be through Isaiah, and so God would take a wife to Isaiah to give the finish to the thing that he had just begun.
I agree entirely. Thank you, Pedro. So Abraham had faith in what the Lord promised him, and having faith in that, what the Lord has promised, he then knows that he's doing the Lord's will. And he's doing the Lord's will partly by sending his servant to go find a good wife, right? To not let Isaiah take a wife from the Canaanites. So he has confidence. He has faith. He's doing the Lord's will, and so the Lord is going to prosper his servant's way. All right, Pedro, can you go ahead and read Genesis 24:41 in English, please?
Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath.
Interesting, thank you, very well pronounced. Então serás livre do meu juramento, quando fores a minha família. E se não te deram, livre serás do meu juramento.
Great.
Interesting. So Bernadette, can you please kindly read question B in English?
This is an answer to what question?
Okay. So we have to keep things clear here in the Bible. Okay, so it's in that then shalt thou be clear from this my oath when thou comest to my kindred? So this is answering what question?
I think it is the question of the servant in the verse in 39.
And what part of that? I agree.
It is, peradventure the woman will not follow me. Yes, it's
Perfect.
Is,
That's it. So peradventure is like, what if? What if the woman will not follow me? And so that's the question that that the next verse is answering. So very, very good, Lucas. Okay, so it's like, what if she doesn't follow? Okay, and then Abraham replies, then that shalt thou be clear from this my oath. Okay, so Lucas, we have a good 3 verses for you. Genesis 24, 42 to 44. And so we're going through a lot of verses, partly because this is recounting what was already described earlier in the chapter. Because remember, the servant is telling Laban what happened, the sequence of events. So Lucas, go ahead. Genesis 24, verses 42 to 44, please.
And I come this day unto the well, and said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, if now thou did prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass, then when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. And she said to me, both drink thou, and I will also draw for 5 camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Lord hath appointed out for my master's son.
Beautifully pronounced, right? 3 entire verses. Lucas, very good. Congratulations. All right, let me see if I can do half as well in Portuguese. Oh, I jumped a page there. 24. Okay, here it is. E hoje cheguei à fonte e disse, ó Senhor, Deus do meu senhor Abraão, se tu agora prosperas o meu caminho no qual eu ando, eis que estou junto à fonte de água. Seja, pois, que a donzela que sair para tirar água, e a qual eu dizer, peço-te, dá-me um pouco de água do teu cântaro. E ela me disser, bebe tu, e também tirarei água para os teus camelos. Esta seja a mulher que o Senhor designou ao filho de meu Senhor. Lots of verses. Okay. So, Pedro, can you kindly read question C in English?
Is Abraham faithfully reciting what actually happened?
All right. Lucas, what do you think?
I don't know.
All right. So faithfully reciting. So faithfully means like correctly reciting. Is he correctly reciting what actually happened, or is he making things up?
I don't know what is reciting.
Well, reciting is a synonym for the word recounting, telling the story.
Counting.
So is he faithfully telling the story of what actually happened, or is he making things up?
I am a little confused here because this question is referring to Abraham.
Yes.
Um, um,
Oh, I'm sorry. I made it's actually it's the servant. Excuse me, you're absolutely right. So is the
okay.
is the servant faithfully reciting what actually happened?
Okay, okay.
My error, my error. Okay, so is the servant faithfully reciting what Abraham told him to do? So yes. So what do you think now? Is he faithfully reciting what actually happened?
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, and to every detail. Right? He's referring back, he's telling Laban exactly what we learned earlier in the chapter. Okay, so Bernadette, can you kindly read Genesis 24 verses 45 to 47 in English?
And before I had done speaking in mine heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Naor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face, and the bracelets upon her hands.
Very good. Just a few suggestions. In the fourth line, it's made haste instead of hast. So haste or hasty is to go quickly.
Okay.
And the next line, I think, middle of it. So it's so I drank, and I think you might have said drunk, which is past tense also, but
Drank.
yes, but drank is the correct pronunciation there.
Okay.
And then in the last line, I put the earring uh, upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands. So earring and bracelets.
Earring. Earring.
All right, let me try that in Portuguese. E antes que eu acabasse de falar do meu coração, eis que a Rebeca saía como seu cântaro sobre o seu ombro, desceu à fonte e tirou água. E eu lhe disse: Peço-te, dá-me de beber. E ela se apressou e abaixou o seu cântaro de sobre si e disse: Bebe, e também darei de beber aos teus camelos. E bebi, e ela deu também de beber aos camelos. Então lhe perguntei e disse: De quem és filha? E ela disse: Filho de Betuel, filho de Naor, que lhe deu Milca. Então eu pus o pendente no seu rosto e as pulseiras sobre as seus mãos. All right, that's a lot of stuff happening there. He's repeating what was already mentioned in prior verses. But then let's go ahead. Lucas, can you kindly read question D in English?
What interesting new information does the servant add?
Okay. So remember, he's recounting the story. And if you go back and look at when the story is originally given, which is back in the verses, for instance, verse 17. And starting with verse 15. So let's look at verse 15 verses verse 45. In one it says, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out. That's verse 15. And then in verse 45 it says, and before I had done speaking, in my heart. Okay,
Yeah.
so because what is he doing when he says I'm speaking? Remember, what is he doing actually? He's speaking to whom? Is he speaking to Rebekah? No.
No.
Is he speaking out loud?
No.
No. Okay, correct, Pedro. So who's he speaking to?
To the Lord.
Exactly right.
Was he praying to the Lord?
Exactly right. Exactly right. So it says speaking in verse 15, but he's really speaking to the Lord. It's a prayer.
Okay.
And then verse 45 clarifies, and before I had done speaking in my heart. So if you're speaking in your heart, you're not speaking out loud to Rebecca or anyone. You're speaking to the Lord. So it's a prayer. Oh, interesting. Just slight additions. So Pedro, can you kindly read Genesis 24 verses 48 to 49 in English?
Okay. And I bowed down my head and worshipped the Lord, and blessed the Lord God of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left.
Very well pronounced. Wow, you guys are really doing well this evening. All right, 48, 49. Okay, I went back there. Excuse me. 48, 49. E inclinando-me, adorei o Senhor, e bendisse ao Senhor, Deus do meu senhor Abraão, que me havia encaminhado pelo caminho da verdade para tomar a filha do irmão do meu senhor para seu filho. Agora, pois, se vós haveis de fazer a benevolência e verdade a meu Senhor, fazei-mo saber, e se não, também mo fazei saber, para que eu vá à direita ou à esquerda.
I have a little suggestion.
Please.
It's a sound that I don't remember to see in English. In the verse 48. Encaminhado. Nhado.
Nhado, encaminhado. Thank you. All right, very good. And you know what? I don't think I've seen before this. The Portuguese here is interesting. Fazei-mo instead of fazei-me.
Yes, in the Brazilian Portuguese, it isn't common. Only in the Portuguese of Portugal.
Thank you. That's why it's like, wow, very interesting. Thank you, Pedro. Pedro is a linguistic scholar as well, besides a biblical scholar.
I like to read about these things.
I can tell. Okay. So Bernadette, can you kindly read the last question of this evening, question E? Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
Sorry. Does the servant pressure Laban or Bethuel?
Okay, what do you think?
I think no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No.
So he says in the end, and now if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. He sounds very confident to me.
Yeah.
So not pressuring at all. So, okay, no, but why not? So why is he not pressuring Laban or Bethuel?
He had he had mm, I forgot the word.
Hmm.
um he was living God act in all of the situation.
Agreed. Okay. So he's just doing what the Lord wants. Do you have another thought, Pedro or Lucas?
I only think about the what Abraham has said, that if the woman wants to go with him, it's good. But if she doesn't want, so the servant is clear from his
Mm-hmm.
oath.
Hmm. Okay. But that would almost say that he should pressure them. Because if his master said, well, if Rebecca comes, good. If Rebecca doesn't come, you're free of your oath. So, but remember, what did the servant just recount? What did he just tell Laban and Bethuel? Did he tell them like a normal story of what normally happens when you bring your camels to a watering hole? And you meet like some ragged person there who like is male or I don't know, and you asked and you he told a very specific sequence of events, right?
He was confident
Yes.
that um, God's will would be done.
Yeah, that he's doing the Lord's will. Uh, Another way that he just told a series of miracles, didn't he?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he said, you know what? He prayed in his heart, saying, Lord, if there's a woman there, and then and I asked for some water, and then you know what? Not only that she replies nicely about giving me water, but then she's like offers. So there's just one thing after another. It was a very specific prayer.
Mhm.
The servant was bold. He didn't just say, "Oh Lord, please show me the way." Right? He said, if a woman like is there and she responds to my question exactly this way, then I'm going to know that you chose her, Lord. And so when he told this incredible, miraculous story to Laban and Bethuel, he's confident. He's confident that they will realize this is the Lord's will.
Mhm.
Okay, so the servant doesn't have to pressure them. They're going to be like, oh my God, literally. this is clearly God's will. And they did. So, all
And
right.
they-
So go ahead, Pedro.
the family of Rebecca would not want to be against the Lord.
Exactly. Exactly. So the servant had faith. There's no need to pressure. He already told them about the miracles. And if they believed him, and remember, they could ask Rebecca, hey, Rebecca, did what the servant just say? Did all of that happen? And she's there. So they're like, all of this just happened? Right? Right? It's confirmed. It's not, it's not the servant making up a funny story. Rebecca is there because, and she is then, confirming the story. She's not denying it. She said, no, that didn't happen. She's like, that happened. So, well, what an incredible story it is. All right, so here we are, an excellent class. Again, we went very quickly. We read lots of verses, and so before I end the recording, any questions or comments in English?
I have a question, please.
Please.
Question B in page 2.
Yes.
Is this question in the normal order, the structure? Oh.
Okay. Okay. This is an answer to what question? So I think it is. And remember, I think both in Portuguese and English, sometimes the question, a statement is in a certain order. Okay, and that order is X, Y, Z happened, A, B, C.
Mhm.
And then when it turns into a question, you go, did A, B, C happen to X, Y? So sometimes some words are inverted to let you know that it's a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I think this is an answer to what question is nothing
It's
too
okay.
special about that.
Okay.
Okay, another way to say that is this answers what question?
Oh, to what question may I
Is this the
begin
answer?
this
Yeah.
way?
Well, but you see, we're asking, we want to know which question. You can say, to what question is this the answer?
Okay.
So that
Is
that actually is inverting. To what question is this the answer?
uh-huh. Okay, thank you.
You bet. So excellent. Any other questions or comments in English?
No.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. God bless you.